All right, in this step, we're going to put in the DIL line. They call it a DIL. DIL line plug. This is what the Arduino itself is going to plug into. And we don't use this because we could actually solder the Arduino directly into the board. But if you want to experiment or take and use the Arduino for something else, or something happens to the Arduino, you have to unsolder it. So, and it's very hard to, much harder to unsolder than it is just to pull these in. Now, the plug we send with you actually is a 32 pin. The Arduino is a 30 pin. It's a little difficult to find 30 pins, so we actually have a 32 pin. But because of that, you'll notice it won't quite fit into the board because there's one too many pins at the top up here. Easy fix to that. Do not cut the pin, just bend the pin over, just like that, and bend this pin over, just like that. So now you have the pins bent, and that'll fit right in there. The reason we don't want you to cut it is if you can't cut it short enough, it might not fit snug enough to make connections. So, but bending it's always worked well. So it should go right in here and be set nice and flat, just like that. You can see on the side, nice and flat. All right, so there's a little trick to this, getting this in. It's a little more difficult. And it starts out not holding it with anything but your finger. So put your finger in the middle like this, push hard against the board, hold the board. This is assuming that you're right-handed. I'm right-handed, so I'm doing this one with left hand. And what you want to do is you want to take solder and kind of like stand it up so you can get to it, just like that. You want to clean your tip off and put a big glob of solder on it. What you're going to do is you're going to turn it over and go to one of these corners and just touch it. It's going to look ugly. It's not going to be a clean solder joint, and that's fine. That isn't the point of doing this. You do it again, and then you do it the same on the opposite corner, just like this. I can get down here and do it. All right, so it looks ugly. That's fine. But what you'll notice if I let go, it doesn't fall out anymore. I have now tacked it in there, so it's in nice and tight. So now I can take and do a good job on the other parts of these solders. So let's bring the board holder back over here. Get it back in the camera view. All right, so I'm going to put the board back in the board holder, and I'm going to start on a corner where I did not already tack, which is this side. I'm going to go down the line, and I'm going to start soldering with good solder joints. When I get to the bottom where I tacked, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up, make it a good solder joint. By this point, it's already not going to fall out no matter what I do, so unless I break it. So I can resolder all the bad solder joints at this point. So here I'm coming up on the one that I tacked. You can see it doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look great either. So I'm going to heat it up and let solder flow. Now it looks like a decent solder joint. I'm going to come back over here, and I typically solder one of the tack joints last. I just go around in the circle and just do it that way. And I'm coming up on the last tack joint. All right, there we go. Now we have our plug in, ready to go. Just like that. And one thing I didn't mention that I probably should have, it doesn't really matter for this particular project, but you notice on this DIL connection, there's like a little indent at the very top. That is the top. It should be facing upwards. So the two pins you bend should be on that end. But if you put it in backward, don't worry, it's still gonna work just fine. All right, so at this point, stop the video, and if you're not caught up, go ahead and catch up to this point. And then next we're gonna put in our additional pins using this very similar technique that we just did. So go catch up and then go to the next video.